Hi everyone, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK, and today I am sharing with you a layout process video. And this is my first design team project for Poppy's Crafty Owl, and I have joined the team starting this month, and you just got a sneak peek there of the acrylic piece that I have to work with. So they are releasing new acrylic pieces every month, and I have a doggy themed one because if you have been around on my channel for a while, you know that I love to scrap, or one of my favourite subjects to scrap is are my dogs. So I had the freedom of choosing whatever collection that I wanted to work with because the acrylic piece is black. So that kind of freed up my options for which collection that I could use. So that was perfect. Now the colours do actually come, there are several different options available on the website. So if you are interested in any of these, then I will leave the shop linked in the description box down below for you. So I'm working with Garden Party from Maggie Holmes, one of my favourite collections, and I've used that strip, the paper with the colourful strips, and I've actually just done some a tearing technique, just torn down, and there were 5 coloured strips, but I've actually taken it down to 4 to leave me with a bit of white space in between each of them. And then I'm just going through there was a sheet, a pattern paper sheet with all of these tickets and tabs and all sorts on. So I've actually gone ahead and just cut that whole sheet out because I'd used some on another layout anyway. And I thought my idea for this layout would be to have some of these sort of overlapping each other. And I was going to have them coming down the right side of the page, but and I do, but rather than having them connected, I'm going to use the strips as my shelf for each of these little clusters. So I'm starting off with the tickets first of all, and I did pull that chipboard piece out as well because the purple I knew was going to work well on this. I did start with the pinks and purples, but I didn't want it to be monochromatic, so I started pulling in bits of yellow. There's a bit of green that goes in as well, so trying to introduce a few colours as I go along. So once I've got all of those down, I'm happy with the base cluster that I have there, and then I'm going to expand on that with other embellishments. Before I go ahead and do that, I'm just going to distress the edges of each of these tickets just to give it a little more interest. Now it would look very flat, especially where I've done the paper tearing. It would look very flat if I was just to stick it straight down. So I'm just going to use my scissors and just distress all of those edges. And originally I was going to have that yellow one coming off the top of the page, and then I realised you couldn't actually see any of it if I did that. So I'm just moving that down, and then just going to bring in some adhesive foam as well and popping that little word love up on some foam pads as well, just to give it some added texture and dimension. And then I'm going to go ahead and distress all of these and stick them all down, and I don't make you sit and watch me do that. So next up, one of my favourite papers in the collection is this paper with these beautiful roses on, and I'm going to I sit and fussy cut some of these to add into each of my clusters. And don't worry, I don't leave the video playing whilst I go ahead and fussy cut. I also, those little yellow flowers as well, I also cut some of those out, and I have them floating down the page, and that's really just to help connect those 3 clusters together. So you'll see there that I'm just going to take the time to sit and fussy cut some of those out of the paper, and it makes a great addition to have extra embellishments when you've got a paper like that. Now I'm going to go through the ephemera pack, and there's a lot of big pieces in this ephemera pack, and I've really struggled to use them, but these black and the grayscale florals look beautiful, and so I'm going to add those in underneath 2 of the clusters, the one above and the one below where I've got my title. Now I know on camera you can't, the title looks quite hard to read. In real life, it's not. It's because of the lights. I've got my studio lights on and it's casting an awful shadow. So the title actually says "You Had Me at Woof," and then it's got a little paw print on it as well. So that is the acrylic piece that I've got from Poppy's Crafty Owl to work with on this layout, and it works perfectly with the photo. So the photo is of my husband and my dog having cuddles in bed, and I think it was something silly like 3 o'clock in the morning. My doggo's a bit poorly at the moment, and she was crying in the night, and so I got her up onto the bed and she snuggled in with my husband and she went back to sleep. So I just had to capture a photograph of them lying together. It was nice that you know, she was nice and settled so she could sleep, and it was nice that my husband could get to sleep, but I couldn't after that. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going through the sticker book from the same collection and just adding in a few of these clear stickers. I want to try and add in a bit more black because the title is black, so I need some other black elements as well. So I've used that clear sticker that says darling. Then I've also used some of the little black leaves that are on the clear stickers as well. So those have gone in amongst the florals that I've fussy cut out of the paper. And then I'm just going around my layout and making sure everything gets stuck down because I've actually laid it all out, and nothing apart from the labels, nothing was actually stuck down. So to adhere my acrylic piece, I'm just using my fine line glue to add, and this is just normal tacky glue in the bottle, and it works a treat. I have had no issue with it not sticking to the cardstock. So that is going to go straight down onto that third strip of paper. And then still going through the sticker book and just adding in some little bits. So that little black bow, again, another element of the black, really helping to tie in that title for me. And I think that's it for the stickers. And then I'm going to have a look at the thickers. So these are like a rubber. And I had that little green flower. So I'm just filling in some of those smaller gaps on the labels where I have no journaling to add onto that particular label just above the title. So adding that floral helps to fill that gap. And then another little wordy sticker down the bottom there, just above my chipboard piece that says love. And then there was this one that said dream, which was obviously perfect. And it was black. So again, I'm just moving that colour around the page just to make sure that I've got an even spread of black throughout the layout. And then finally, just a couple of these puffy stickers into each of the clusters to finish off. I think that's all the embellishments that I put on. I don't know, I might be surprised. I might pull something else out. I can't quite remember. But yeah, just adding those on, filling in a couple of the gaps, just adding some interest to that journaling box at the bottom as well. It was looking a little empty, and I am going to journal in there just the brief story of why this photo was. And I don't make you watch me journal either. I hope I don't. I think I do cut it. So yeah, just adding my journaling in, and then I decide actually my photo just sitting on that background, it needed another layer behind it. So I'm just grabbing this paper from, again, the same collection, and I have popped that up onto some foam. And then I really wanted to get that tucked slightly into my title and into my clusters. So I'm just very carefully peeling up my acrylic piece and just tucking my photo underneath. And then just underneath that floral and just doing it at a bit of a wonky angle. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just bring in some more black. So I've got some black Indian ink here, and I'm just going to splatter this up the page, so keeping it around where the clusters are, and just helping it out there a little bit if it doesn't want to come out whilst covering my photo, because if you get ink on your photo, that is it, it's game over. So I didn't want to end up reprinting. Now, the cardstock that I've used, the Indian ink soaks in and it just spreads. So I was trying to avoid that from happening. And you can probably see right in the centre there, I have a lot of spreading ink going on. So what I'm just doing is just mopping it up with a tissue, the extra up with a tissue, just to stop any extra spread. And then I'm going to just move that flower. It was still tacky, so I'm just going to move that flower on top just to cover up that big splodge of ink. And then I am done. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed the video, then I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new to my channel, that would be absolutely great. And if you want any more information with regards to this product, then head on over to their website. See you soon. Bye.